this is called either the XY coordinate plane, or sometimes it's called the Cartesian plane. I like the XY coordinate plane better. I think the book might call it the Cartesian plane. Alright, what is this horizontal line called? The X what? Axis. And the vertical line is called the Y-axis. I know you guys kind of know this already, but it's just a way of locating a point. It's a way of locating a point on like a map or something in space. So the two numbers that identify the points, kind of like Battleship. You guys know how it's like B7, you go down to B and over 7. So the first number is always the X coordinate. So you go on the X-axis. It's kind of like a number line. Like on a number line, you got 1, 2, 3, 0 in the middle. Okay, what's the deal here? Okay. Anyway, so the x-axis is like a number line. The y-axis is like a number line too. It just goes vertical. To the right it's positive, to the left it's negative. By the way, you don't have to write these little numbers in here. I'm just giving you guys a visual. Those do not have to be written in though. That take a lot of extra time. So this point right here, it's right 2. You go right or left first, and it's up 1. So we say the point is at 2, 1. So those numbers are called coordinates. The x comes first, and then the y coordinate comes second. It's in alphabetical order, x, y, z. By the way, in real life, what do we use for coordinates? Like on the Earth? Longitude and latitude, yeah. So it's kind of how your smartphone figures out where you are and where you want to go. They use longitude and latitude to kind of locate you. But yeah, anyways, 2, 1. Actually, before I forget, you guys know what the quadrants are?
Yeah.
Well, the two axes split the plane. A plane is just a flat surface into 4 quadrants.
I know the quadrants.
Okay, this is the first quadrant in the upper right corner. This is the second. It just goes counterclockwise. Third quadrant, fourth quadrant. Anyways, so it starts 1, 2, 3, 4. Somebody tell me point B, what would its coordinates be?
-2,
Right. So it's left 2. So one thing that I heard once that maybe helps remember, the guy has to run over first and then climb the ladder. So it's -2 comes first, and then up 3 comes second. Okay, if he climbs the ladder first and then goes over, he'll fall. Does that make sense? So he has to run over first and then he climbs the ladder. So yeah, -2, 3. Somebody else, where's C at? Somebody else has said. Jesse?
-2, -4.
Yeah. Now, I kind of feel like after doing Mario, this is kind of downhill a little bit. That's okay. -2, -4. It's in the third quadrant. Now, this one would be like 4, -2. Okay, this is where people get it confused. Like if I put it right there. What quadrant is that on? It's not on in a quadrant. It's on the x-axis though. So people will either put -4, 0 or 0, -4. That's why we get this. Which one should it be? It should be -4, 0. Okay, because you go left first, and then you go up 0. So you go left -4, that comes first, and then up 0. So this point on the y-axis would be what?
0, 3.
Right, it's 0 right or left, but then it's up 3. So, yeah, people get these confused a little bit. Okay, how about this one right here? Let's call it D, point D. Where would that be at? Yep.
2, -2.
No, I put it in the middle.
Two.
So 2 would be there, -2 would be there, but what if I put it right there?
-4.
Right, it'd be 2, -1.5, or -0.5. If it was 0.75, that would be most of the way, 1.75. Okay. I don't usually do the odds on this one with you guys, but I will do the first couple in every section. So on number 1, it says, refer to the map of Illinois at the beginning of the section, which means you have to turn back a couple pages. So number 1 says, state the city with location B4. It's kind of like Battleship. So you flip back a page. There's the map of Illinois. You go over to B and up to 4. What city is in the B4 square? Springfield. So on, does everybody see that? Everybody find it? You find the map of Illinois?
It's 182.
Yeah, you have to turn back page. Map of Illinois should look like that, and then you go to the B4. At the bottom it says ABCD, go to B, and then you go up 4. Anyway, you should find that Springfield is at that location, so that's the answer to number 1. Number 3, what's the location of, still using that same picture, what's the location of Rock Island? Where is Rock Island? I don't see it. Okay. It's in the northwest corner. Do you guys see Rock Island? Yeah. Well, they call it A6. So what they put like A-6. Everybody find Rock Island? It's in A6. Okay, on 15, draw and label a Cartesian coordinate plane. Okay, on 1 through 25, or sorry, I don't know why I jumped to 15. On number 5, we're looking at the picture on the right. I'm not going to do all the odds. You guys do need to go in and do all the odds, even if I don't. What are the coordinates for point A? That's number 5.
It'd be -1.
Right, it's left 3, so you go left 3, that's -3, and then it's down 1, so it's, yeah, -3, -1. That would be the answer for A. You should have the parentheses, the comma, that's what it should look like. You go left or right first, up or down second. Okay, and on, okay, is everybody listening? Listen. On 15 through 24, you need to put all of those, you can put all those on one graph. What's the biggest numbers? What's the biggest coordinate on those points? 5 or -5. So on your graph, that means you would need to go like up 5, right 5, left 5. So it has to go at least 5 over, 5 up, 5 down, 5 left. That's how big your graph needs to be. Oh, I forgot one thing. if I have a point right here in the middle, what would its coordinates be?
0,
0,
0.
0. Do you guys remember what they gave this one a name? Do you guys know what its name is?
No.
They called it the origin, because that's kind of where you start counting from. Origin, 0, 0. Okay, on 26 through 29, you need to do a separate graph. So really, we only need 2 graphs for these. One graph for 15 through 24, one graph for 26 through 29. 27, it doesn't just ask for the graph though, it says labeled, state the quadrant or axis containing each point. So maybe over on the side put like 26, 27, 28, 29. 27 is at 5, -2.
Which ones are we supposed to correct?
15 through 24, those are graphing, and 26 through 29, those are graphing. 5, -2, so it's right there. So you put that on the graph, and then the question is, what quadrant or axis is that point in? Do you guys remember what quadrant this was?
4.
4. So it goes 1, 2, 3, 4, or it could be x-axis or y-axis. So that one is in quadrant 4. So just put a little 4 over there. So you need the dot, and you need the 4 for what quadrant it's in. So 29 says -1, 6. So that'd be like left 1 up 6 and put a dot, and then what quadrant is it in? Okay, anyway, I'll come around if you have any questions. Maybe I'll check number 6 and 16 and just make sure we're getting off to the right start. If you get confused on the decimals, you can ask.